Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. We encourage viewer participation in the chat. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Every week we'll have another interesting guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be sharing various adventures by our guests as well as myself. And thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. And another week has passed, and it's coming down to the wire now for the South Florida Drone Meetup. And I tell you, I've been so busy, really, and I'm not just saying it. I've been really trying to tie up loose ends, and we're getting more and more sponsors, and that's a good thing. But this is going to be the biggest and best drone meetup yet. And it's only successful because you guys, you come, I signed up another gentleman today. He's a drone pilot from Florida here. He's also a boat captain. And I met him at the West Marine store, of all places. And he's number 111. So he'll be there. He flies a Mini 3 Pro. And I know he'll have some interesting stories to tell everybody. But we got a great crowd in the chat already, really, and I appreciate you guys all watching. It means a lot to me. And when you watch the Fly for Fun show on Wednesday, it means a lot to me and Johnny. But I'll tell you, guys, it's coming down to the wire. And like I say, the latest little raffle prize and sponsorship, I guess, is in this little pouch. Anybody know what it is? If you know what it is, see if you can guess in the chat. That's not the question for the monthly giveaway, though. But this is a bunch of pens. These are United States Drone Society pens, and this is thank you to Paul Wedgenbig, Paul Brown, and we got 50 of them. So the first 50 people that show up, they're going to get a pen. Well, I'm going to keep one, but 49. But anyway, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. And like I say, the prizes keep rolling in. And I was going to do this when the guest comes in, but look, I even got some green. I got some green here, and this green is from a check I received from our special guest tonight, Bobby Quinn. That's the balance of it, $400 bills. Yeah, you saw it correctly. And with the other half, we ended up buying a Mini 2 bundle. That'll be a raffle prize. And then Bobby's going to be, and Pixel is going to be supplying lunch for everybody and beverages that come to the South Florida Drone Meetup. So I want you to all to make sure you thank him when he comes on. And it means a lot to me. But anyway, I got to say hello to everybody in the chat. And, John, JC Flying, I think he was number 1. And Al, South Florida Drone Flyers, he was right behind him, number 2. And then we got Captain Joe coming to us all the way from Louisiana tonight. How you doing, Captain Joe? And I know Scotty's in the back room. And he's going to debut his new poster that he'll be giving to everybody at the South Florida Drone Meetup, and he'll tell us all about that. But I got to say thank you to Scott, too, because that was a big hit last year. I have mine hanging right here next to my little computer desk, and I look at it, and you guys are going to be impressed with the new poster because there's a lot more faces on it. But anyway, And we got Trucker Steve in the house tonight, and Alicia B. How you doing, Alicia? Good to see you. And John Flynn, Flying Flynn Media. How you doing? And looking forward to meeting you, John. And same thing with Trucker Steve. They're both coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. And we got number 52 in chat, Barkley, 107 Drones. And Barkley, I mean, he invited his son, and his son's joining him from Texas. And now his son's girlfriend's coming along too. But we're gonna have a good time, so that's great. And we got Jerry Bauer. How you doing, Jerry? Good to see you. And I try to acknowledge the people because it means a lot to me. And TJ Grady's in the chat, coming to us all the way from North Carolina, and we all know TJ is one of the best photographers, at least on the East Coast, anyway. You know. So, and there's Paul. How you doing, Paul? Thank you again. And I know I'll probably miss a name if I go too fast. Fishing time. You're new. All right. How you doing? Good to see you. Um, okay. Good to see you. Okay. I don't know who he is, but I'll make you a moderator. You're a moderator now, just to let you know. And Reptilian is in the house. Good to see you. And Drone Guy 42. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, I'm going to get back to the name shortly because I don't want to leave the special guest in the back room too long. I didn't leave him that much shrimp and lobster back there. Hopefully he enjoyed it. And I want you to give a warm welcome to Mr. Bobby Quinn from PayPixel. And like I said, Bobby Quinn. I got to, just to give you a little history, I got to know Bobby when he was looking for volunteers to search for a lost woman in the Tampa area. And I reached out to him and offered my services. And I figured he'd never call. I'd never call. But sure enough, he ended up emailing me back and say they found the woman. She was safe. And then he called and said he wanted to know a little more about this South Florida Drone Meetup. And I told him all about it. And then he called me back and he said, we want to be involved and we want to sponsor it. So please give him a warm welcome. And I'm going to let him introduce. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? No audio. No audio. But that's all right. He probably got it on mute.
How about now?
Yep, you're good now.
You can't be in tech without having issues like that. Thank you, everybody, for having me. Thank you, Ray, for having me. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure getting to know you. I was sort of shocked when you reached out to us, and well, when I saw your post, about the missing woman, that meant a lot to me, and I knew you do good things with your drones. So I want you to introduce yourself to the viewers and tell everybody about Bobby Quinn and PayPixel and how you became involved with drones. And I think you're also an aircraft pilot. So you can talk about all of this stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And again, thank you for having me. I got to tell you that it's nice to have community builders in the community. And it's even better to have people to show up that actually follow along. It's together that we're going to make differences in the community that are impactful in the industry as a whole. And that's really why we built what we built. So let me back up. I'll introduce myself. I'm a 13-year Air Force vet. I'm a fixed wing pilot, a geospatial analyst by trade, turned business owner. So in a nutshell, I wanted to make an app back in the day when I started doing aerial photography that improved the way that we deliver files to our customers. This is back shooting from aircraft, right? But the same problem still exists today. I would usually send my files via Dropbox or G Drive, attach them to an email, have a third-party payment app that I would send. It was just messy. And, it's been now 11 years since I started doing that, and nothing has really changed. We still do the same thing. And there's drone pilots that deliver their files, photographers and videographers, the same thing, that don't get paid from their customers after they get their deliverables. So this was a really good opportunity for me to build what I wanted to build. And so we built PayPixel. And PayPixel is is actually two things, two major things that the industry needs, and that is PayPixel is a platform that manages your portfolio. It's a file sharing app that combines invoicing and customer management, as well as a searchable drone pilot database. So we make it easy for customers and businesses alike to find drone pilots where we need them or where they need them and order the imagery that they need from those pilots. It standardizes the communication and the
Okay.
way that those files are delivered in a really simple, comprehensive way. Um, and by doing what we did, we've taken away the need for pilots to have to build their own software, to have to code themselves. You really don't even need a website if you don't want one with PayPixel. Uh, One of the biggest things for me, and I'll stop here in just a second, is that I wanted to make it free for pilots to use PayPixel. We also have a
Good deal.
subscription service too, which I'll get into. But essentially, everybody that's flying a drone, that's doing it for recreation or for pay, should go in and create a profile. Should be able to do that for free, and I'll be happy to help you out. So I will go on and
Well,
on, but I don't want to do that.
no, 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 that's good, and you explained it, very well. I sort of understood it a little bit, because I had no idea what you were talking about initially, and I know, you know, more and more pilots are trying to sell their photos or video clips, and they have no idea, just like I had no idea how I would go about it,
Yeah.
and it sounds like a great service, really.
Thank you. Yeah, it's it kind of stems from if you've looked for pilots, say if you've had a job that you were working with a customer and you try to find a pilot yourself, you either have to go to Facebook and you find somebody through a community and maybe hopefully find somebody where you need them, or you go to Droners.io. But Droners.io is really the only other option out there for us to go and search pilot profiles. By making that service free through PayPixel, we really create a conduit for people to find you, and we're really working hard to make it easy for that order to take place and for you to share your files. And so I should say one thing, like this group, it looks like it's on the older side of the spectrum, which is I'm old too. I have two 24-year-old developers. I'm halfway there. But for us and for our customers, we want to make it as simple as possible. Dropbox and Google Drive are still a little complicated for some people to get their files to the customer and get paid.
Yeah.
So that's an important part of PayPixel is simplifying that process in a nice way that looks professional.
No, no, it's good because I'm not computer savvy. I really don't know how to even use a hard drive. But it's one of those things where I do the best I can and I do basic editing. And I've never tried to sell any of my photos, even though people had requested them. So I say, yeah, you could have it. Just download it and have it printed. And while we're talking about that, I have a picture right on my desk here, just to let you know. This is from Billy Kyle. He had this picture of the 9/11 lights in New York City up on his, and he sells them. He sells these photos. But I called up Billy and I said, Billy, that's a beautiful shot. How much? I definitely want to buy one. He said to me, Ray, you just print it out. I'll send you the file. You print it out and you do it whatever way you want to do it. And I put it on acrylic. So I want to say thank you to Billy. And I could see where PayPixel is going to be a very successful business for you.
Oh, thank you. I hope so. I was just in Houston with Billy. Good dude, real good dude. And I'm sitting in the
Oh
back
yeah.
of the room, and we've had limited conversation about PayPixel to that point. And he was teaching a photography videography class for AUVSI in Dallas. And one of the things that Billy says is, when somebody reaches out and they ask me for a sample of my imagery or an example of my work, I usually just send them to my Instagram page, and they can look through my Instagram page, and then they'll usually contact me back. And that's literally the use case of why we built what we built. Because so PayPixel has a shareable profile. So as a pilot, I can go in and I can create sample projects, demo reels, even on the free side. I can do this. The
Oh
services that
really?
I offer and the drones that I offer, and I can share that profile with a single link with anybody. So it's like a digital calling card, right? But rather than sending them to Instagram, where somebody one has to have an Instagram account to see your stuff, Two, has to DM you, has to direct message you if they want to reach out. And three, it's difficult to search through your content to find exactly what they're looking for. So if they want to find construction, mapping, videography, FPV, that's not searchable through Instagram. So that's why we created what we did. So people can easily say, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. These are the services that I'm looking for. This pilot has it. I can read the customer reviews and I can contact them right now. So really,
Yeah.
we want to be what the industry doesn't really have yet. And
No,
that's
no,
enough.
it's
I
good.
don't want to keep plugging myself.
No, it's great. And I just want to let everybody know, that's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. Paid Pixel will have a booth there, just to let you know. And like I said, Bobby and Paid Pixel gave us a substantial amount via a check, and they're supplying lunch for everybody, drinks, and like I said, we bought this DJI Mini 2 bundle with the balance. So
That's
this
awesome.
is a nice raffle prize, and thank you to Bobby and Pay Pixel again. But listen, Bobby, do you fly for fun at all, or are you
I
working all
do.
the time?
I do both. I
And
find
what do you
time
fly?
in between.
What drones do you fly?
So
And tell us about your fleet of drones.
it's funny, I had 2 Mavic 2 Pros, Phantom 4 Pro, a Mavic Pro, the first version, and recently I got a Mini 3 Pro just for fun. I didn't think that I was gonna like it, and it is amazing. It made obsolete the Mavic 2 Pros that we have. I fly that primarily now, especially when we're doing order fulfillment and testing. And recently I got into FPV.
Oh,
So
okay,
I'm flying in Nevada now. Just about to go manual with that, and I've got a new FPV, the little Cinewoop being built for me, and I should have that in a week or so to practice. But that's what we
okay.
do for fun.
And now that you brought up FPV, Scotty Jackrabbit FPV, he'll be joining us shortly, so he'll be talking about FPV drone flying also. But now I want to give a shout out to Ken Dono because Ken Dono stepped up big time this year. And I know you know him. I think you gave him a little slight down to the Drone Racing League championships.
Yeah.
And I loved that video, by the way, Ken. And it looks like you guys had a great time.
Well,
But
I
anyway,
did.
back to
He
Ken.
he
Ken
didn't.
Ken has sponsored our Florida Drone Meetup, and he texted me and he surprised me and he said, Ray, I'm going to donate an Autel Evo 2 Pro V3. And I almost fell off the chair, but then he added, and a smart control. And that's going to be, right now, it's the top raffle prize, and it's going to be great. Some lucky attendee, you got to be an attendee at the meetup to win it. But, and then he let that go for about a month, and then he contacted me again, and he says, Ray, I'm throwing in 2 more FPV drones. And he sent me pictures of them. And I got to say thank you to Ken Dono, really. And so tell us a little bit about your flight going down to the Drone Racing League.
Okay, I'm calling Joe. I'm calling Ken out here. So Ken, we're he's a great guy. I have a ton of respect for him. I do have to say, I reached out initially, probably 2 years ago, when I was trying to build this and develop this idea. I said, hey Ken, I'm Bobby Quinn. I introduced myself. I said, you're super abrasive online. You're kind of an ass, but I need that, and don't take it with disrespect. It's actually why I'm coming to you. I have this idea. I'd like to run it by you, and if it's bad, tell me it's bad. Insult my baby, make me upset. And he was forthcoming, and he's like, look, if you do what you say you're going to do, you're going to change the drone industry. And I've
Yep.
been working really hard to make sure that I do that, and do what I say I was going to do from the beginning. So with Ken, we've been growing a friendship for a couple years now. I tried to convince him to fly with me. It wasn't that difficult. He came out. It was his first time in a general aviation aircraft. We flew a Piper Saratoga from St. Pete, Albert Whitted Airport, downtown St. Pete, down to Opelika. He
I
was
should
a
have asked
little,
him permission to share it, but I didn't get around to
oh,
doing it.
yeah,
But
yeah, you can,
he'll.
no,
I'm going to ask him to be a guest on in the near future, and he'll show it at that time. But
yeah,
that was
yeah.
a great video.
Yeah, we lost our transponder shortly after takeoff, and we needed that to get down to the airspace and have flight following and have ATC follow us down. And while little things to me aren't a big deal, he was this is his first flight, and he's a little nervous about it. So everything that was going wrong was super amplified with him. And but I'm very fortunate, very happy that he was able to calm down and relax and enjoy the rest of the flight, and we had a really good time.
Yeah. And that seemed to be a very successful event from what I've seen and heard. I mean, it was on the news here in Palm Beach. It was big time.
It was super fun. I learned a little bit about DRL this time around. I didn't realize that it was started by NBA executives, and you have guys that have been in the pro sports industry pushing a lot of big money, raising money from sponsorships, and they're funneling that into this industry. And we're really fortunate for that for many reasons. But you're getting young blood into the industry. You're creating an economy in this industry, and that makes parts more available. It
Right.
improves products, and those are things that are going to funnel down to the end user. So there, it's a huge plus for the industry, and I'm super thankful to have been invited to that event as a VIP.
Yeah, no, no, it was good. I'm not an FPV guy. I was thinking of going. My son actually sent me the first link that it was coming to Miami, and I told him, I said, I'm really not an FPV guy, and he said, well, Dad, you should maybe go. And but I didn't. And then just to let you know, we had Al from the South Florida Drone Meetup. There was one of his members that had access to 6 tickets, and he donated them to people. And that was very nice. Jesus Torres is the one who donated them, if I remember right. But I kicked myself that I didn't go. Yeah,
One
you
of
know.
the of all the things, the flying down, the being there, excuse me, the time in the hotel. The coolest thing for me was to see a mother and her young son in front of us. It was just the two of them there, and it was neat. He had a jersey on of one of the pilots, and he was rooting them on, like it was a major league sports team. And that says a lot. That's it's a pretty good indication of the following that they're gaining. And again, I love to see the young blood in the industry, and I hope that means that this has a long way to go, and we're right at the beginning of it.
Yeah, no, no, it's amazing. Now, Bobby, is your channel under your name or PayPixel or?
Yeah. So our socials are under PayPixel. We have a Facebook, a Twitter page, and we're growing our YouTube presence. We're going to have a lot more content going out this month. We're ramping up. I've been recording all day long here. So you're going to, if you haven't seen us yet, you're going to start seeing us hopefully a lot more in the coming few months. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
we're pushing out some content.
No, no, that's good. Because I'm trying to bring it up now, and it's not popping to the top when I put it in. Um, but it's PayPixel, right? Is it
It
one
is.
word or two?
It's one word, and I am going to share with you on if you're willing to
Yeah,
share it
if
again.
you can share, I can put it up. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Give me just a second.
Um,
You've also got a link to. I should say this as while I'm on here. So so PayPixel has a free side that's free to use, but we just launched our subscription service, and that's a pretty exciting thing for us. What that
I think I
what
found it. Okay, I got it. PayPixel, one word, and do you hear? You don't hear the audio right now, right?
No, we're good. I see it. Um,
Um,
yes. So our
'Cause
again
I
our
wanted
our
to show one of your videos. Yeah.
I don't know if I can
Okay.
enter the chat, but
Because I know you. I had one queued up with your son. You fly with your son, don't you? A
um,
young child.
I have only flown once with him,
Okay.
so I don't know if I have a video of that.
I know I had found it. Well, maybe it was on your Facebook page. Tech Tech Techstars Melbourne application. What's that all about? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. So that's the problem is Welcome to being a young startup. We have some videos on there that aren't really. They need to be kind of disabled and cleaned out because
Okay, so
as
you don't
we're
want me
going
to
on.
show that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, we got to go through it again as the content launches this month.
Then you got
YouTube is going to
another
be cleaned
one,
up.
how to capture 360 in PayPixel 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yep. Early,
That good?
early. It's an early version of what we had for PayPixel. It was ground imagery collection for insurance companies. We'll clean that up as well. So I do. There's a
Well, if you
story.
got one, you can put it in the back room if you know how to share it.
Sure. I don't know if I can send in the chat. It doesn't look like I can type.
Not in the chat. Well, you can put it in the chat, yeah. But if you put it, you hit present. You got present on yours,
I do. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and that's how you share it.
Okay, I see that.
But anyway, um, so bear with us, guys. But
Yeah.
in
So
the meantime, I'm going to show. While you try to cue that up, I'm going to show one of JC Flying's video because he's a big supporter of the channel. And before we run out of time, I want to share his video. And if I can see yours in the back room, I'll end up being able to share it. But this is JC Flying, and now he's got the Mini 3 Pro back. So, JC, I'm glad to see you back to GPS flying. JC is a great guy. He flies primarily up in North Carolina, but he's been coming to the South Florida drone meetup since '81. He's also a retired veteran, Bobby, just to let you know.
awesome.
Very cool. I guess you're happy with it, JC, right? And how do you like the Mini 3 Pro?
Amazing.
I like it. I don't fly it enough because I have this one right here. So I fly this most of the time. Very nice video, JC. He has access to a acreage that he flies on, his friend's acreage, and I think that's where he's flying here. But very cool, JC. I know you like it, so thank you for letting me share it. Very cool. I like your soundtrack too. All right. So
Nice.
anyway,
So
so I guess you put the link in an email to me.
yeah, that was the best thing I could do. I should say that for reference, we we really got a new life breathed into us, if you will, back in September with Hurricane Ian.
Yep.
One of the things that we did was helping out homeowners get imagery of their properties post storm. When all the drone pilots down there, for the most part, were working with insurance companies or flying for the state, we wanted to help out. And we made it free for homeowners to order imagery of their properties following the storm. It got us a spot on CBS's 60 Minutes, and
Yeah,
with
that's
that, we were able to
big time.
raise some money from business owners in the public adjuster space. And this year, we're working on building a more expansive program and scale that out. So really what we're trying to do is build a community within Florida and the coastal states where the hurricanes generally hit, where we can collect imagery for free. So those pilots who have their 107 certification that are benevolent, that want to help out and following a major storm, it's especially important to get a PayPixel profile, and we'll be in touch as the months go on and we're able to develop this a little bit more. If you want to be part of that, we want you to
Good.
be there with us.
Great. That's great. But listen, I got to say hello to a couple more people. They came
Sure.
into the chat, and we got Ray of Sunshine. How you doing? And Jose, Mendez Drone Ops. Good to see you. And JSK. How you doing, Leonard? We got Dominic. Northside Hawk coming to us all the way from Australia. And I think I said hello to, no, I didn't say hello to Charles Galusky yet. How you doing? And Thomas. Thomas Ariel's coming to us all the way from Ireland. Good to see you. And we got Mickey. How you doing, Mickey? And then we got Dre, another one of the celebrities that comes in, Dre Crawford, Recovery One Drone. I had the pleasure of flying with him out in California. We had a little mini meetup with him and Steve Carpenter and my son's wife. And it was a fun day at Dana Point Harbor. But before I forget, I got to say a little bit about the drone meetup because um, it's one of those things where some people don't know about it yet. And I just want to let everybody know we're having the third annual South Florida Drone Meetup on April 1st, 2023 at the Jensen Beach Causeway Park in Jensen Beach, Florida. And it's free to attend. We don't charge anything. Right now, we have 111 names on the list. I mean, some people have canceled for different reasons, but we anticipate well over 100 there. That's for sure. Somebody, based on their number on the list, will win a raffle prize. We're not going to tell you what it is. It may be a hat, it may be a T-shirt, it may be a drone accessory, but you will get a little raffle prize based on your position on the list. Um, and you never know, it might be something a little better. So if you haven't signed up, let me know. I'll put your name on the list. You'll get an assigned a number, and um, it's one of those things where, not that we want to break all records, we've already done that, you know. But unfortunately, I have bad news also because we lost a sponsor. Robbie Gray from the World Drone Community had said that he was going to sponsor the event bigger and better than last year, and unfortunately, he changed his mind and is not coming because he's coming. He was going to come all the way from Thailand, and I was very disappointed to say the least. But we ended up getting PayPixel, and we got other sponsors, and it's going to be a totally successful event. So if you have any questions, go to our Facebook page and our event page. And the official hotel that we're using is called the Hampton Inn and Suites, North Stewart. We have a very discounted rate. They gave us the same rate as last year, which was amazing. They wanted us to come back. We didn't destroy the hotel or anything like that. And I was so happy about that they wanted us to come back, and they gave us the same rate as last year, 139 for a room, 149 for a suite. But you got to call the hotel direct, the front desk, and you got to give them the discount code SFD, South Florida Drone. But the front desk knows about it. Don't let them transfer you to the national reservations because they don't know about it. And don't contact the, the national reservations online because you won't get that rate. Believe me. And it's going to be well over $400 a night at that time of the year. So, Bobby, I don't want to leave Scott in the back room any longer. We'll have a joint conversation once he comes in and tells us what he's got surprised for us. And let me bring Scott in now to join us. And I want everybody in the chat, please give Scott France, also known as Jack Rabbit, a warm welcome. Hey,
Hey
Scott,
everyone. Hey
how you
Ray, how are
doing?
you?
Good to see you. Thank you, sir,
Hey,
for
hey
being on
Dre,
tonight.
Dre, you see what I'm wearing?
He changed his hat. He wasn't wearing that hat 2 seconds ago. And Stevie
There's
Bronson's shirt. Oh my
yeah.
God. Oh, I
That's
hope Stevie definitely comes in and joins us because he'll be very impressed that you're wearing his shirt.
well,
And Dre,
I got to meet Stevie at the South Florida Drone Meetup. So
yeah,
that
he's one
was
of the,
one of my highlights. I got to meet Herman and Lawrence as well, those guys, and that was another big highlight for me. But if you want
I
to
know.
meet some really good people, you come to the South Florida Drone Meetup. So
Yeah. It's
it's a
it's
fun
amazing
time.
because um, you meet so many pilots, and that's what the meetup is all about.
Yeah.
not so much flying, just talking to the guys, meeting the guys, and you learn from them when you talk to them. You know, Trucker Steve had a question earlier in the chat, and I couldn't get the whole extent of the question, but Dennis immediately tried to help him. But he'll come to the meetup, and he'll have so many guys that want to help him, and that's what
Yeah,
the meetups are
absolutely.
all about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Scott, I hear that you made a new poster. Scott ended up giving us a poster last year. And Scott, why don't you tell everybody about that?
Well, first of all, I wasn't exactly sure I was going to have time to do it, so I never said anything. I kept my mouth shut. Finally got a little bit of time to kind of add to what we've already got, which I don't remember exactly, but I think before last year's poster I had about 87 people on it. Oh wow, so you already got me up there. But anyway, so I've added new names. I am now up to 120 people. Now,
Okay, I'm good.
uh,
That's
I,
amazing.
I saw Warren in the chat, Akirasho. I just
Yeah,
want to let
Warren, how
him.
you
I
doing,
want to
Warren?
let him know I put him right here. He's right there. So the new people I've added is if you look right here, you'll see Mike right next to Ray. I added Susan Lee. I got Michael McReynolds. He's new. I'm just going to point out some of the new people we got. Of course, you see everybody else. The Key Largo dude, he's on there now. Chris.
Yep.
I got Wedgenworth, Chris Wedgenworth.
Was it
And
big? But that's all right.
No, this is Wedgenworth.
Oh, okay.
Wedgen Big's
Oh,
down there.
Wedgeworth. Yeah, Chris
There's
Wedgeworth.
Paul right there.
No, I know. Wedgeworth. Yeah,
And
I'm
there's
sorry.
Michael Blade. There's Matt Bagwell. There is Joe Fodolito and oh come on, the star. Tell me, come on, Ray. I know him very well, and I can't think of it.
I'm telling you.
Can't
Man,
recognize him, huh?
the resemblance that you're a great artist. You really
24.
are.
I'm going blank.
I
It's
mean, look
David
at your own
Lorenzo.
site. Look at
It's David
Charlie there.
Lorenzo. Al Diaz right there beside him.
Yeah,
Lee
Al Diaz.
and
Speaking of, go ahead. Go ahead.
there's the grumpy John, Flying Flynn. Tell him to
That's
smile
great.
next time. There's Rob C. I had Rob C. last time though. And there's Al. I put Al. Al is new, and Tony Quadcopters. He's now on there.
Yeah.
Here is
Look at Al.
Charles.
Oh, I'm getting a kick out of this. He'll
Charles
probably have his
Galuski.
daughter make up T-shirts with that on it now.
Charles Galuski's on there. Of course, we got Fisheye, and then some character back behind him, Mudball.
Yeah.
This is actually Mudball's
Fisheye
idea.
made it. That's amazing.
And Alexis is right here. And look, I apologize for anybody and everybody I insulted. I didn't do this to insult you. I did it to actually to kind of honor you instead. But so I got Jim's droning right here. He's new. John Coopy. I got Geek
Yep.
Savant on here. I got Dominic. Oh my gosh.
This is great. This is really great.
Kenny. I can't think of Kenny's first name right now. Mike Kenny.
Mike Kinney? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but Mike Kinney has volunteered to fly drones over into Ukraine. Not too many
really?
people know that,
Wow.
but we won't be seeing him in the chats because
There-
he's over there flying drones.
There's Eddie Nunez, and
He'll be glad he made your print.
I wonder because I noticed he hadn't been around lately. But
Yep.
But anyway, Charles Hatmaker, and Joe Blaylock. I apologize. And of course, we all know Max and Tammy. Well, I added Pup. I forgot
Jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah. Jasper made it.
Yeah. So anyway, I always tell anybody that wants this. Actually, I put my email up underneath my name this time. If they want it, all they got to do is just send me an email and I'll send it to them. No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Some,
Alicia
oh
Beach.
yeah. Oh, I'm so
She's
sorry.
saying, great
I
job.
I forgot Barkley, and there's Greg Pittman, and I said Susan Lee, I think. So they want to know where place it here is. Ken Hoffbauer. He's right in
Yeah.
it.
Bad news. Ken had a. He's not going to make it.
There's
But,
Ken Hoffbauer right there.
oh yeah, that's Ken. No doubt
Yeah.
about it.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, and there's those guys. Oh, I added Deneen. Where did I put?
Oh yeah,
Deneen?
Deneen Pagan.
Yeah, she's on here now.
Cool. Yeah.
Remember? There she is, right there.
Yeah. Hopefully
guys.
she'll come back. She's trying to work it out. She's trying to get it in her schedule to come.
But anyway, and
But anyway, that's a great job. And you're going to have a bunch of copies to give people, right, Scott?
Yes, I will. I didn't do this to insult anybody, and anybody that's on here that doesn't want to be on here, all you gotta do is let me know. And I mean, I didn't. I'll take you off if you don't want to be on there. So, and,
Well,
and I apologize if you don't look right. Here is Fly Natural Roosevelt. I added him as well. So
that's good. That's good.
And granted, I know a lot of these things aren't that good, but
No, I think it's great, really. I'm not just saying it because you're on the show, or we're friends. Believe me, I get it.
Right.
I got a kick out of it last year, and we were all impressed. So thank you. Thank you for doing that.
As you know, Ray, I started this because of Rick Halper, which is basically the center of the screen.
Yep. He was a great guy.
Most of these guys right around him, Rick had some kind of impact on him, which is what motivated me to do this poster. And I had a small version of just the core guys that I know is really the reason why you do the South Florida Drone Meetup, is it not, Ray? So
yeah, that's one of the reasons. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately couldn't make the first one. I couldn't make it, but I say, I have to work. I don't have time, and I'm not going to go. I regretted every minute of it. You guys had so much fun. Luckily enough, you live streamed it, so I still got to participate anyway. But it was a good time.
Chris Waters is in the house. He can't stay that long. He's driving. But thanks for popping in,
Waters. Chris is coming.
Yeah, you're on the chart. You're on the print.
Right beside Kai. There's Angie, Lost Girl. I forgot. Lost Girl Adventures. That's right.
Yeah, Angie. Yeah.
Ron Lockwood, Chris Hope, Steve Carpenter, Kelly Shores with.
So let me ask. Let me just. Where's Kelly? Show me Kelly.
Right. Let me zoom in on them. Put them right front and center. See them?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Maybe up close is not a good idea. Let me put it back here. Nah. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's Ken Herron, everybody knows, and
yep, he's coming.
Paul, I had something I was going to say. Paul actually sold me his FPV DJI FPV drone, which I fly FPV, but I don't fly DJI FPV.
Okay,
and it's a different animal. Actually, I was talking to Joe Fotoleo on the phone. He's telling me how to fly it in acro, which I have flown in acro. But my second try, I really crashed it. So it's such a different animal. It's not like FPV that we're really flying. No? It's just different. And it's just probably, again, memory muscle, figuring out, all right, this was a lot heavier drone. It doesn't operate near as fast or quick, and you just have to get used to it. And
well, I flew it like a GPS drone the time I tried.
So,
same with the Avata. I flew the Avata like a GPS drone.
I want to point out, so one of my favorite people that's always in it is Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas.
Have you ever seen Thomas? Yeah, Tomas. That's right. I apologize, Tomas.
No.
Anyway, there's Dean Mika Ghost underneath him, right beside you, Ray. So.
Yep, he's a good guy. Yeah.
Toto Brothers.
We got Greg Pittman in the chat. How you doing, Greg?
Greg is right there. So right by
Bob Dempsey. That is a spitting image of Greg right there.
So I got Bob Dempsey right behind him. Maddie doesn't like the way he looks. I'm sorry, Maddie. and You know, Tom here told me, he says, "Man, you don't do very well on noses, do you?" So I went back and tried to redraw his nose, and it didn't get any better. So.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. But anyway, there's Bob. Bob's in the chat. How you doing, Bob? Good to see you.
Bob Dempsey's there,
Yeah.
so he's probably already
So,
seen himself. That was my roommate last year. I only room with Bob's because this
well,
year I'm
he's coming with his
rooming.
wife this year, so
Yeah, he's got what 12 people coming. I told him he couldn't room with me this time.
yeah, I know. And his wife Audrey, he bought her a drone. She has her own drone now. She's going to be flying with us.
Well, that's
Mini
good.
2, if I remember right. Right, Bob? Yep.
That's great.
But anyway, sorry I'm blocking your face. I just want to highlight some of the comments.
You're doing everybody a favor.
You know, but so Bobby, what do you think of Scott's print there?
Better than I can do. Nobody wants
Bobby,
to see me draw.
I'll have
He
to
didn't-
add you to it. We talked about oh shoot, I just went blank on his name again. I'm tired.
Billy
So
Kyle.
Yeah, it looks like Billy
there.
Kyle. I knew who that was without you saying it.
So anyway,
Is Ken Dono in there?
Yes, see right there. See, a lot of this came when we were all shaggy because none of us shaved. I met a lot of these guys too at Spin Up. So you know, I think that photo right there that I drew was when he was at Spin Up, and we all had everybody pretty much had a beard there. So, but anyway, there's Bob Casey. Bob Casey is the guy that got me into this mess.
Oh, is he Bob? Bob is the one that got you involved?
Well, he told me to go get a channel and start participating. I literally lurked for about 2.5 years on all these channels, but I didn't look. I'm old guy, you know. I don't like my picture taken. So fast forward, man. I'm past all that, you know. I'm like
Birdman wants to know if it's going to be for sale. Tell him. Tell him, Scott.
No sale. Just send me an email, which I think my email's underneath my name right now. I tried to do that this time. I had been telling everybody you could go to my channel, but somebody told me, actually, Chris Wedgeworth told me it wasn't there. And I think what it is, if you look on a phone or something like that, it doesn't show up. But I think if you're on a computer, it's on my About page. So, but the easy way to remember it, look, it's my channel name @gmail.com. So jackrabbitfpv@gmail.com.
I don't know if Paul's in the chat, but Paul, look what kind of tumbler I got tonight.
he was, I saw him in there earlier.
I know.
And Paul, I apologize. I probably didn't do a very good job on you either, but I found out too, when you draw it, it's how you feel at the moment too. And if you're not in a real good mood, or if you're just tired or whatever, you don't do that good of a job. So,
you know, I got to tell
guys,
people about Pilot Institute sponsorship. You know, Greg sponsors the South Florida Drone Meetup. He did it last year. He donated 125 lanyards, and that was a big hit. And he did it again this year. So this year, you know, the first 125 that come, they're going to receive a Pilot Institute lanyard. And it's detachable this year. Last year's wasn't, which is, I think this is a big benefit. But then Brad, he makes up the lanyards for us, and the ID holders, I should say, with the logo. And he changed it this year. So I don't have I got his coaster here. It's buried. I got so many raffle prizes here. It's there it is. Okay.
Hey Ray, I've got to bounce out. I've got 2 young kids I got to put down, and my wife has got a call here for her law firm. So
okay,
I hate to do
all right,
that.
yep.
But
I
I appreciate you guys having me. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody when I'm out there. And if you have any questions, we'll drop a link.
Very good. Thank you again for being on the show. You were a great guest, and thank you for sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup.
It's my pleasure. I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.
All right, very good. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Good night.
guys.
All right. So now it's me and you, Scott. So
The only other thing I was going to say, I think Mr. JRC said, hey, how'd I get on that? Well, number one, I got to be able to see you at least once. And as far as I know, I've never seen John, Mr. JRC. So,
I know.
and I don't do this to spite anybody or to not put you on there. I usually get my photos and stuff from seeing somebody on live stream or actually learning about you a little bit. Maybe at one of these meetups, I might have a photo when we were when I got to meet you. So
Yeah. You know, I have to. I mean, when I say I'm surrounded by raffle prizes, I literally mean it. You know, I got so many prizes at my feet and next to my desk here. I'm just gonna maybe show one of them right now because old farts with drones. You know, he's bringing some shirts and stuff, and he'll be giving them away. And I want to say thank you to Bob because T-shirts and polo shirts are always a big hit, and he sponsored it last year, and means a lot, Bob. So thank you. And he also ended up. He says he's bringing an Autel goodie bag that he got from Max from Autel when he met him at the conference that they had in Vegas. So thank you again, Bob. We appreciate that. But again, I could do the rest of the show, you know, talking about the prizes. But right now, I want to tell everybody that we will have hats for sale there. You didn't have to pre-order these hats. I know they're going to sell out quickly, but these will be for sale. Um, they're a little different than the regular logo. We went back to the old logo for the hats because I like embroidered hats. So that's and this is an embroidered hat. But anyway, we're going to do the contest for the monthly giveaway of February, and I'm going to pick the name now. And now I'm going to put your poster down, and I'm gonna pick the name without looking. Um, as you know, I do the monthly giveaway contest, which is a $10 Amazon gift card, and I'll pick last month's winner right now. Okay, number 44. That was the lucky number. If anybody remembers who won that week, it was Gary Foster, Brand Aerials. All right. So Gary, you get a $10 Amazon gift card. Thank you. Um, and then we're going to do the contest for this month right now because we're running out of time, Scott. And
that's
you're
fine, Bill.
eligible too. Um, so everybody put in the chat lucky number 1 to 50. I'll try to pick it out. Hopefully, I won't miss it like I usually do. But Dennis, you started way too soon. That's not the number anyway. All right. Dennis is going to be performing for us at the South Florida Drone Meetup. And I want to say thank you to Dennis. Him and his ukulele playing and his singing. And Dennis is such a good guy. Up, I do. Nope. I thought that was it, but that's not it. Oh, I do see it. I do see it. Okay. Wow, I tell you, Jerry Bauer, you are lucky. You are very lucky. His name was in last month too, but it's number 33. Just to let everybody know, it was number 33. So Jerry, your name will go in for next month's giveaway. But thank you all for participating. I think Jerry was the first one to get 33.
I see 107 said it too.
Did he? Did he get it
Yeah,
before
but I'm
Jerry?
not sure who's first yet. I'm trying to figure that out.
And Max Ayers in the house. How you doing, Max? Have you heard DJI is the best? But anyway, and Tammy, I'm so glad they're coming back to the South Florida Drone Meetup. You know what happens is you figure people are going to get tired of it, you know, and they're busy. You know, people get busy. I mean, like Mike Kelly, he was coming, and then all of a sudden he needed knee surgery, so he can't come now.
Well,
But
it's fun. I mean, it's really a good time. And the only other thing I would say is if you can stay at that hotel because then the party never ends. I mean, you just go down. If you don't want to be there, you go up into your room. If you do, you go down to the lobby, and you still get to meet everyone there that you might not have got to meet at the meetup. Of course, we're going to have Friday night. That's a great time too.
Right. That's the
At
meet and
Sticks.
greet at Sticks Billiard Club, adjacent
Uh,
to the Stewart Bowling Alley, and that's thanks to Bill Ronayne. He ends up getting that sponsorship for us,
yep.
and
That's
that
huge.
is a good time.
Yep.
And then we got to tell everybody about the second day of flying on Sunday. It's sort of a half day of flying, and we do it along the beach on Hutchinson Island. And then
That's a
we'll
really
go
good
out to
time.
lunch probably again afterwards.
That's a really good time too, because now it's a little bit more low key. Uh, you're not worrying necessarily about meeting everybody because you've already done that. And
Thank you,
Max
Alicia,
put
for
his plane
checking.
up. That was so much fun to be able to chase that.
And then we got Monday. Don't forget Monday morning.
Yeah,
Monday morning, we got a half
Alicia's
day fishing trip
Alicia is
planned.
right too. I did go back and check. I'm pretty sure Jerry Bauer was the very first one.
So if you want to
So
go on the fishing trip, let us know. That's an additional fee, and um, and it was a good time last year too. The fishing trip,
so
it
I'm gonna
really
be
was. We
I'm
won't
gonna be
mention who got sick during the fishing trip, but he was a trooper. He really was. He allowed me to do an interview while he was taking a time out. We'll put it, and we had such a good time. And they let us fly from that boat. And you know that, right, Scott?
yeah, but I didn't get to go. I had to leave. I had to go back to work. So
Right, right. I know a lot of people can't just stay the extra day. But anyway, listen, guys, the hour just flies by. Um, I forgot to mention the tip of the week, but the tip of the week this this week is don't fly alone, and that's a well, I worded it a little different. I fly with somebody else when you're flying, really, because you never know what can happen, and having an extra person there for protection, for one thing. You know, I'm a retired law enforcement officer, and people rob people of drones. So it happened. It happened to Dustin, and he's in the chat. So have somebody with you. I mean, I know I fly a lot by myself, and maybe I shouldn't do it, but North Palm Beach is the fourth safest city in Florida. So, but anyway, that's the big tip of the week, and I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for watching tonight. We had great participation, great comments. But Scott, now's the time to say goodbye, and I want to say thank you to you for being on and debuting your poster on my show. Thank
uh,
you.
Bob Casey's going to be my roommate, and we're planning on having a daggum great time. So we really appreciate you putting this kind of event on for us, Ray. And man, we're gonna get to meet Gary and the clown, Jim Beauchart. So
I know.
I don't know if Jim Beauchart was on that poster too, so he's on there now as well. So man, I just can't wait. I'm ready to go now. I mean, I haven't packed up yet, but I'm got everything ready to go. So
Yeah, and it's funny because, we started planning this thing a year ago. Johnny and I and the rest of the drone committee, Brad and Maddie and Bill, we started planning a couple days after the other one ended. We decided to go with the same location because it was a good location, and we decided to go with the same hotel. So hopefully everybody will have a great time, and no drones will go in the water this year, you know.
well, I don't know.
But
Now that's a tradition now, isn't it?
yeah, I know, it is. There's no doubt about it,
We just need to
Which
figure out how to retrieve them. So
I know. But this year I will have a mask and a snorkel in my car,
you need a
and
scuba
I'm just
tank.
hoping Mark Fisher comes. He supposedly can't squeeze it in his schedule this year because
Yeah,
he's a drone recovery in the water expert. And
absolutely.
Maddie, hopefully Maddie brings his son.
Yeah.
He was 1 for 2 last year, so maybe he'll come back.
So when you come to these things, this is what you get to do. You get to talk about good times while you were there. So
A lot of laughs, right? We have a lot of laughs.
poor old Marcus and Ron, they're a highlight of last year's show because poor Marcus lost his drone via Ron, which Ron didn't do anything wrong. That thing just dropped as far as I can tell. So I was standing right in the area. I can't say I saw it fall, but
well, we saw it fall on Stevie Bronx's video.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
He got a great video of that incident, really. So, but hopefully we won't have any issues like that this year. And we're going to try to set the record, just to let you know. We're going to have more drones up in the air for the group photo. And we have them all up in the sky.
I'm going to call out Max, too. Max, you need to put together the Thunder Turd team, and I want to see a flyover. I want to see a fly formation. Anyway, he did that at Minefield. And I'm pretty sure all the characters are coming. You got Joe Fodolito, you got 107 Drones, you got Bob Casey, you got Max. The only one that won't be there will be Jason, which is Pilot 107, I think. No, that's not right. The
101.
The other one.
Remote Pilot 101.
Not the one around your neck right now.
Yeah, Pilot Institute,
Anyway.
But I tell you, we have a good time. So anybody has any questions, just reach out to me or anybody on the drone committee. But go to the Facebook page because it's all answered there. But thank you again, Scott. Appreciate you being on. And I look forward to meeting you and flying with you again, And, have a good night, everybody. Thank you. And if you want to hang around, we'll continue to party in the back room, Scott. Good night, everybody.